Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about the myth manifest. There are 6 myth manifests and some of you has been asking what are the configuration depending on the team that I use, what would be the best layout. So first of all, disclaimer here, I'm not showing you what would be the best layout because I think sometimes you do need to change the layout a little bit, tweak it here and there, but generally this is what I use depending on, different themes that I use in Reveries. Alright, so the first one, Mountain Ghost. Mountain Ghost, there are 3 modes that I use. The first is rank up. The rank up I just go by default because whatever that they didn't unlock, this part here is mainly for poison and the side here is for petrification. So rank up or any plan unit, I will go for this setup. If it's specifically on Petrification, which is Jessica E1 as well as Druvis E1, which nobody use anymore, I believe. Now they already get their E2 and their E2 is even better. Okay, but anyway, if you want to play back the old kit, the Petrification one, yes, then you can go for this setup. Okay, Petrification setup, which is the default one as well. I didn't change it. Then for Poison, I will use this Poison setup, where I will use this note. I will activate this one because it's attack plus 3% and attack 3% will boost poison damage. Okay? Yeah, so this is for Mountain Ghost. For Star of Misfortune, I have 3. The first one is general. Sometimes I don't want to think too much. Then I just go for attack, damage bonus, incantation might, critical rate, crit damage, penetration rate. All this will increase our damage pretty significantly. Okay, so generally I will use this one if I don't want to think too much. If like I'm using follow-up attack, then I might go for this one because this one is when you perform follow-up attack, then the myth manifest get energen, and then if you score a critical hit, and especially if you have extra action, you will be able to score a lot of critical hit. Then you will get more energy. So every round you will be able to spam Star of Misfortune's attack, which is not bad. Okay, so like if you're using Lilya, perhaps Windsong as well, because Windsong can convert crit to crit damage, so giving her a tremendous boost of crit to crit damage with penetration is actually pretty good. Here, that's why I say sometimes I don't do things optimally. I would remove this Genesis and I will put it onto penetration. I believe I set this up for Poison Ezio because Poison Ezio, he doesn't do Poison Genesis. He does Genesis based on the number of poison on the enemy. So this 10% Genesis damage will increase his damage. Okay, yeah. So this is the one that I use for follow-up attack. Yeah. And for Impromptu, I go for this note and this note because this note will, this one. For each Eureka a star ally consumed, the ally has a 10% chance to recover 1 Eureka. And this one is just to increase crit and crit damage, which then is good to boost Impromptu's damage. Alright? So this is for Star of Misfortune. I have 3 set up. Okay, for the next one, Operatic Reflection. This one I have 4 set up. First one is Anjo. Anjo does follow-up attack, and this node here, this path here, it increases damage of follow-up attacks, right? Penetration rate plus 20%, that's a lot. Then allies get 12% incantation might. And here, when a beast ally attack with an extra action, multiplier plus 25%. So multiplier here is like if you have mental or reality damage 50%, with this it becomes 75%, right? Plus 25 inside. Okay, and then for Anjo's team, I will also go for this last path because this last path is related to Moxie. It will always give you 2 Moxie to the ally with the lowest Moxie. So overall, it's a very good note to have, this one. Okay, and when your ally does a follow-up action, the ally gain Moxie. Okay, so Moxie plus follow-up attack. You go for these 2 nodes on the right side. If you're using J, then it's different. J, I will go for this path because this path is burn. So this is burn, extra action. So J uses both of it. You may or may not want to unlock harmonic notes in the middle. I don't like it because J technically wants to have low HP all the time, but with harmonic notes, his HP will be full all the time. If his HP is full all the time, he's not going to do much damage. And I definitely use him as a DPS, right? Yeah, so... Okay, this note is for J. Penetration Moxie. So for general use, I will go for the burn stack. The reason is because the more burn you have, the higher the penetration. And then I will go for Moxie. So I can ease the rotation that I'm doing. Okay, so one node here and the one on the bottom. Okay, this node, I don't really use it. It's mainly to buff the Myth Manifest itself. So I don't find it too interesting. Okay, I don't find it too interesting because I usually want to focus on my own character, so I don't unlock it. Alright, so this is the 3 mode. Anjo Nala, J, and Penetration, plus Moxie. Penetration is also for burn. So anyone with burn, if you bring Spatodia, go for this setup. Okay, Spatodia will make use of this Penetration plus Moxie setup. For the Ult team, I don't even use this one. Okay, we use another one, right? So let us go to the next one. Okay, Ashen Beast. Alright, Ashen Beast, I have 3 as well. First is Bloodtithe. Bloodtithe, easily you just go for the one with the Bloodtithe. These are all nodes related to Bloodtithe. Then you go for follow-up attack. Because most of the Bloodtithe unit, if not all, does follow-up attack. Nautika does follow-up attack. Sentinel does follow-up attack, Semmelweis does follow-up attack, so just go for both of these nodes in the middle. Fua buff, this actually refers to Jiuliangzi, but I guess if you're using any other mineral unit, this would be the default one, where you go for the extra action, then you go for the buff. Right, this one is say it actively gives all type of buff except the one related to HP and crit tag, which means crit rate and crit damage. But it's okay. Other buff is really good. Sometimes give you a leech rate, sometimes give you defense, sometimes give you attack. I believe it should have, right? So then go for this node because it increases it by 1 round. And since you are already halfway through, might as well go all the way to the end and yeah, get some buff here. Fate amidst the fog. Okay, you can gain shield, so it's not too bad. Alright, so this is Jiuliangzi setup. Fua buff. Recoleta. Okay, Recoleta, she doesn't really need the Bloodtithe node or the extra action node. So I would just unlock all the one that's related to attack, and then I go for this node here. Okay, there are better other options, Myth Manifest, which is the next one I'm going to talk about, the Primitive Urge. But yeah, if you sometimes just want that penetration and more boost of damage and everything, then you can go for this one, okay? But usually I don't. I just put it there because sometimes if I want to do burst runs and Primitive Urge is a bit too slow to charge up, like I need 2 rounds or 3 rounds, then I will just go ahead with Ashen Beast. Okay. Next here we have Primitive Urge. So Primitive Urge, there are 4 setups that I have. So first of all, if you want to extend debuff, because this node, it says that during Crimson Dreamscape, after each time after an ally casts an ultimate, the next Into the Abyss deal additional 100% damage, and the duration of negative status will increase by 1. So you can stack up so much negative status, it will be crazy. Okay, yeah, so you can go for this node, but usually this one you want to use it with Hissabeth, because Hissabeth is the only one that can do so many ultimates, and if you have like poison together, it's going to boost the poison to like 10 plus over stacks, and if you have Tuesday together, yeah, you're gonna stack quite a lot. Okay, all right, Yep. This one here is a very good note because it increased the Moxie gain +1. And this mode, it will enter the Crimson Dreamscape, allowing us to get more ultimate might. And at the start of enemy round, enemy gets 1 effect of collection of debuff. Also minus 5% of the attack. So overall, this note is pretty good. The right note. Okay. For ultimate, yep, I will just go for the right note. If I don't need the debuff extension, negative status extension, then I will go to the path that give me more ultimate might. Like this one, ultimate might, ultimate might, ultimate might. Yeah, so unlock all of that. All right. Seal. Okay. Here you have when Crimson Dreamscape ends, inflict seal on all enemy for 1 round. So this one, max energy -2, array cooldown -2, and array duration -1. So you set it up, after that it's going to expire, but you are going to get back like 2 energy. Then after that, you can within 1 round set it up again, use it again. So here you can keep on inflicting seal on the enemy again and again and again. But you will be coming on and off Crimson Dreamscape, like 1 round have it, 1 round not have it. Yeah, but if you are able to control the enemy and not let the enemy attack, it's fine, right? It's fine. Okay, this is seal. Cripple. Cripples is interesting because this Miss Manifest, it has a lot of things that make the enemy hit not as hard as it should. Like here it says Crimson Dreamscape, all enemies get an additional attack -5%. And then there is also one more. Where is it? Let me find it. Okay, I just have this -5%, or is that it? Let me, oh yeah, here. There's one more here, which is weakness. So damage bonus -25% when attacking, right? So into the Abyss, also inflict 2 stack of weakness. So into Abyss is the skill that the Miss Manifest casts when we are in Crimson Dreamscape and we use this ultimate. Okay, we use ultimate, then this Miss Manifest will attack, and the attack will be able to inflict weakness as well as additional attack -5%. Okay, right. So last and not least, Harbinger of the New Era. So Harbinger of the New Era, I also have 3 set up. First is Dynamo. Regardless, any Dynamo unit I use, Lucy, Auric, Broom probably, and then Sharon, I will go for these 2 nodes. Okay, the Dynamo node. And the Dynamo node is pretty good because when an ally attack, penetration rate +1% for every stack of Dynamo. So yeah, if they have a lot of Dynamo, they will have high penetration rate as well. Okay, yeah, so this is Dynamo. For crit defense, what do I mean by crit defense is that here, this natural energon, is it natural repellence? No, not this one. Okay, okay, this natural energon is plus crit rate and crit damage. There is one more. Okay, yeah, it is this one. Primal Affinity is ultimate might +8%. This is on our ally. Natural repellence is on the enemy. It's not mental defense -12%. It's crit defense -12%. Just now I got a little bit confused because I mentioned crit, but I click on it, I get mental defense, right? So this is actually wrong. It's actually crit damage. Okay, so if you go for this node, you will be able to stack up very high stack of natural repellents. I think more than 4 for sure, maybe up to 6. So which means those will allow you to hit harder because now the enemy has lower crit defense. So if you're using crit units, then you should go for this node. Here also, please unlock this Incantation Might and Ultimate Might. All incantation can benefit from both Incantation Might and Ultimate Might. So that is particularly useful. Okay, again, especially if you're Dynamo, right? Yeah, so Dynamo, just now back to Dynamo, I do unlock the middle node and the right hand side node. Now for the crit defense, I go for the left node and the middle node. For high penetration, the reason why I go here for high penetration, because every Dynamo is 1 penetration. So if you're fighting a boss that have very high defense and you just can't seem to deal damage against it, I would suggest you to use Harbinger of the New Era, and then you go for the penetration rate node. Okay, this path. Alright, so yeah, so with that, I hope this provide you some insight on which one you can select and which configuration would be viable. Okay, I'm not using the term the best because I don't think so. I think there are some of the configuration that I can make better, so I'm just gonna say yeah. So I hope this help you out to decide your configuration. Okay, so thank you very much and have a good day.